And good morning, everyone. Welcome back to NeelyFX. My name is Michael Neely, and this is the channel where I talk about Forex trading, foreign exchange trading, prop firm trading, building expert advisors for the MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5 platform, and just in general becoming a better trader. And then I share what I've learned here, and then you can watch it, and you can become a better trader too. So basically, this is where smart traders come to learn how to become better traders. So with the meantime, let's go ahead and since we both know that there are risks out there, we all know there are risks out there, like losing all your money in Forex, and I have done it a few times. It's called blowing accounts, and it can be done with when you're not paying attention or when you're not sure what's quite what's going on or something like that. You throw a trade in there, and it just destroys your account. Bad risk taking is also part of them, picking out the wrong lot size, etc. Those are not good things. So let's talk about some of these risks because you need to know about them. They go like this. This channel is for educational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute trading or financial advice. I'm a professional trader, not a broker, trading my own capital. I do not solicit funds, manage client accounts, nor do I hold CFTC or NFA registration at this time. I have held NFA registration in the past, about 22 years ago. Forex trade, well, that's when I got into my first brokerage firm about 22 years ago, but then gave that about 2 years and then quit going into brokerage firms. Forex trading is highly speculative with a high risk of losing some or all of your investment capital. Only trade with funds you can comfortably afford to lose. And here's the CFTC risk disclosure. Forex trading carries a high degree of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. The high degree of leverage can work against you as well as for you. Before trading Forex, consider your investment objectives, experience, and risk appetite. You could sustain a loss of some or all of your investment capital. So with that, let's go ahead and get into my favorite topic. Let's talk more about me. So here we are. We have the MQL5 platform, my MQL5 platform. This is the back end. This part that you can't see. This part I can see because I'm logged in, and it shows the three things that I've been working on. It's just that are published. I've got a lot that are not published that we're still gathering research on several of them, so that's we'll see what happens with those. But the Bollinger Band and RSI Mean Reversion Pro right here with MetaTrader 5, I need to get that description changed so it'll increase the rating. We also have the Bollinger Band and RSI Mean Reversion Pro for MetaTrader 4, which apparently has a very nice description. It is doing quite well. It's got 10 downloads. The other one has 11 downloads, and then the FIBO Trend Continuation Zones has 56 downloads, so people really like this free indicator. Maybe I'll do more of those. Who knows? We'll see. In the meantime, you can see on the dashboard, I've been working hard on those. Well, I've been kind of slacking lately. I've been working on some other things like this. This is Trading Forex for Profit. And when you first log on to when you first come to the site, you'll see that you need to accept the cookies because why not? I'm not taking any information away from you that other websites don't have already, and the only thing I use it for is for Google Analytics and Google Search Console, so I can see where we are in the world. But you can come in, you can start for free, or you can just log in like I'm going to. And this is how I log in with my email address. Feel free to email me at that email address. I don't pay attention to it anyway. Oops. There we go. We'll log in, and then this is what you do with tradingforexforprofit.com. You can come in here and load your first account right here. I've got 4 accounts. These numbers are not correct because one, I just made a deposit in both my accounts, which makes them even higher. And also, my accounts have been growing too because I've been making good trades lately. You've got your account activity right here. I've got the May Traders Cup here that I'm no longer doing the Traders Cup with Audacity Capital because I don't know why. Got too much going on, I think. But here's your risk calculator tool. You can come in here, and if you turn this, if you wanted to use the high impact advisory for pro accounts, then you can come down here and turn this to off, and then set up your lot size that you would like to. Let's say you've got a $760 account. You want to risk 3%. It's a little high. Let's risk 2%. And then with a 50% stop loss right here. It's a popular trade. I do 40 a lot. 40 seems to be a magic number lately for me. It makes me happy. You do a 0.4 lots. Hey, how about that? Really rack it up. So you can do a 0.04 lots on a micro account. Let's say you've got a bigger account like this one. And you've got a $220,000 account. You want to do this. That's still 13 over here though. And you can go to the healthier stop loss if you want to, 100 pips. And then it's going to give you this. You got lots of risk remaining, so oh no, that's not cool. And then we come up with a error. So I need to work on the calculator, find the error, find that error again, and redo it because something's wrong with that. Calculator's not working right. So we'll get back on that. All right. So with that, let's I'll go over the calculator the next chance I get because I'm questioning whether we need this high impact advisory act in there or not. I don't know if that brings value or not. Journal is right here. You can add your journal because you start with planned trades. All your trades are always planned, and then you send them to open and then close, and then sometimes you'll just miss a trade because you're don't want to pull the trigger, don't have enough money in the account, not sure if the move, whatever. And you can put that in here and then list your reason down here. Then you can check your account performance right here. And then down here, market pulse. We have this one down here. Oh, we're not doing that yet. Let's go back. And then economic calendar, we'll talk about that in just a second. Then we have billing. You can come in for free, or you can check out the pro account, or you can check out the premium account. Pro account if you've got multiple accounts, and then premium if you want premium macro commentary by me and others, and then also advanced analytics also. So we've got all that going on. Now, where do we start now? I want to do something else I haven't done yet because I'm kind of curious. And I think I just cleaned all the cookies out of my machine, so it's not retaining anything. So I'm going to go back over here. Haven't logged in yet. Let's see where we are on this. So I'd love to get into this challenge, even if they say, okay, we can't fund your account because you're American. It'd be kind of fun to win the challenge. Be my first challenge one. Then after that, I can go into Apex and start trading futures, which is probably my next move. Why? Because that's where the people with Ferraris are doing it. And I want the option of being able to buy a Ferrari. Everybody I've talked to that actually owns a Ferrari says don't ever do it. But because they're ridiculously expensive and ridiculous to maintain. Let's see how we're doing on this today. I had this trade in yesterday at 158.85. It's probably a couple $100 on a $10,000 account, and we do not have anything going on here. There we go. Now we have data coming in. 50 bucks. Great. So I'm up 50 bucks on this. 159.24, and the pound versus the yen is at a, the dollar versus the yen is at a resistance point. So let's go ahead and come into here. That's already done. And let's go ahead and look at some charts because I need to go fast today because I'm running way behind on everything. So we'll start where we normally start. We'll start with Bitcoin. We'll look at the full chart. And then we'll also go up here. Look at that. Go to our layouts. Do I want to create a new layout? Open a new window right there. It's going to say Bitcoin. That's what we want in this chart. We want, my mouth doesn't want to work today, US 10 versus the Japanese 10. I said the US 10. There we go. So now we're all set up on the charts. Here we go. We have the, go ahead and hide that because it's distracting. We have the 62.92 area for Bitcoin. Again, this is really range bound here and has been since June of this year. And before then, it's been just really range bound. Kind of stuck its head out of the hole for winter and then kept going. Well, April 2026. No, it said winter was over, and like a groundhog came up and said, "Oh, never mind," and went back to sleep. So not a whole lot going on with Bitcoin these days as far as bounciness. You still can make money on this, catching the range. It is a really well-defined range, and it seems to be working like clockwork. So, but it's also be careful with that. It's something the other Bitcoiners will tell you is that you can lose all your money. So we're not going to talk about that here. We have the US 10Y right here. The US 10 yield is 4.72% now that we've cranked, or I guess the war's cranking up again, now that both sides have decided that they're going to issue more more terms without, they're going to say, we're going to agree to be able to not agree to this, whatever. I don't understand a lot of the negotiating that's going on, but I don't think anybody understands a lot of the negotiating that's going on. Okay, the Japanese 10-year is 2.8%. It's also perking up a little bit, not as much as the American yield is, which is not good. And this is what we're looking at for that, because we're looking at the yen carry trade right here. This is the difference between the dollar, the US dollar, and the Japanese yen right here. And you can make money just simply by, do something real quick. It's getting warm in here. You can make money simply by converting Japanese yen to dollars, and then buying dollar instruments with that, and then sitting on the money for a period of time and getting some and getting the difference on those yields. So it's got almost a 2% return you can get right now, or you can just trade bullish on the dollar versus the yen. That's another way to take advantage of that trade, like I'm doing. Let's see. I'm not in the markets right now. Do not have any committed trades at this moment because it's everything's kind of stuck. Euro versus the pound right here. 85. Whoops, wrong chart. Go back one. Nope. So let me do that. Okay, we'll just do that. Dollar versus the yen. No, pardon me, dollar versus the pound. Right over here. There we go. Euro versus the pound. That's even better. 85.49. Looks like the pound is getting stronger on everything. Guess what I forgot to do again? We did not talk about market pulse. Market pulse is kind of risk on. Kind of thinking about it. This is not taking into account the stock markets, but it does take into account the bond yields, the currencies, and the price of gold. So that's what this is built on. I need to check one more time, make sure that's all working the way it needs to be working. We have the Aussie right here on top, the Canadian following second, US dollar, and then followed by the British pound, and then way down here is the Japanese yen, just sitting there hanging out doing nothing, falling, and it's very weak. So with that, that's something to consider that we're going to be getting into. The calendar. To look at the events calendar today, we have, nothing today. How about that? But tomorrow we have the Wednesday CPI. So not a whole lot going on today. Everybody's going to be sitting on their hands waiting to see what's going to happen with CPI tomorrow. That's going to be a big mover or shaker, depending on what happens. We're forecast at 334% on GDP and CPI tomorrow. Yikes. No, we're not. That's probably 3.34% or something like that. 3.3%. I can see that, but 334%, no, I got a glitch in the API there, so I need to work on that. And then Thursday we have a preliminary GDP from Great Britain, and then again, so we're still waiting on news, so not a whole lot of market movement is expected today or tomorrow morning, that is, until the CPI comes out. So with that, let's get back to the charts. Euro versus the dollar, pardon me, pound, euro versus the pound. Again, it looks like the pound is gaining strength on the euro again. DXY, 99.85. It's starting to get range bound again, really in this really tight range, because we're all trying to figure out what's going on in Iran. And I think everyone is trying to figure out what's going on in Iran, including Donald Trump. Euro versus the dollar, 115.36. It'll kind of mimic what the opposite of what the DXY does. DXY perks up a little bit. Euro versus the dollar is going to go down a little bit. Pound versus the dollar, magic number is 135. It has been at 135 for the last 3 days, every day that I've done this video, and then bounced around during the day, or somewhere thereabouts. 135.01. Yeah, I think yesterday was 134.99, 98, something like that. So that's been a very tight range on the pound versus the dollar. Swissy, dollar versus the Swissy, 81.07. Again, not exactly barn burner. Now, this is where I've been making some money lately, is on the euro versus the pound. Pardon me, euro versus the dollar versus the yen. Dollar versus the yen, this is one of my favorites. When I saw it bounce back down to here, I got into it and made some money here. And then I've been gradually making money here as it goes up. Today's going to be more of a thinking day for it. So it may actually pull back 60% of this bar right here. So I would expect to pull back to around 158.21. That's again, we'll see if that actually happens or not. And I do have tools built into it, like my FIBO trading zone, which is showing this area right here. And then on the pound versus the yen, we're looking at 213.34. And on the dollar versus the yen, we're looking at 157.84 to 157.61. That's where the pullback could be. That's the wrong one. It hasn't updated yet for this one. So for this range, we're looking at about, oh yeah, it has. Okay. It's just showing this as the primary zone, but this is actually the zone. Okay, so we are looking at about 157.84 on the potential pullback for the dollar versus the yen. So we'll see if that actually happens or not. You can't see, that's a green bar right there. You can't see it because I'm using a green background. I'll do this without a background one day, and so I can show these off because I think they're kind of fascinating. And they help me pick trades. So about that. Let's see with that. Pound versus the yen. 215.01, very kind of hanging out. Not really sure what's going on with it. I should probably close that trade out. I have it over here if I haven't already. Oh, that's pound versus the dollar versus the yen. Never mind. Okay, we'll go back over here. It's very much coming off of RSI level is well above 30 and it's approaching 58, 48. So it's not really planning on going anywhere today. And euro versus the dollar versus the yen could be a pullback area. So could be setting up for a pullback today because it's not, the Japanese are not going to let their economy erode in the currency trade and sit by idly and do nothing. Euro versus the dollar, pardon me, euro versus the pound. Fuck. Yeah, I'm not supposed to say that word. Sorry. Euro versus the yen. 130, 183.71. Just kind of hanging out too. Canadian versus the yen. This may be driven by the oil trade a little bit, So you may want to take advantage of that. I'll show why in just a minute. It has been not a whole lot of thinking going on here for the Canadian versus the yen. I think the oil trade may be playing a role in that one. Aussie versus the yen again. Not a whole lot of pausing going on there. Not as popular as the other two currency pairs, but this has been quite the runner for quite some time. Might be time to get into it. NYMEX crude oil, 83.59. We're playing that game again where the a lot of not sure what's going on in the U.S. and Iran, or the opening the Straits of Hormuz, we're closing the Straits of Hormuz. What's happening today? Who knows? So that's the reason why it's that level of not sure what's going on that is driving the crude oil market. Dollar versus the Canadian, 139.34. That's what the chart looks like. Looks like Canadian is getting stronger than the US dollar. Very possible. It's hitting this level of resistance right here. We'll see if that continues. Now might be a good time for it to bounce off of that. But again, be careful. It is like catching a falling knife. Have to be very skilled about that. Aussie versus the dollar. 70.61, well below 71, but then not out of the game completely. Aussie could pick up steam again, depending on what's going on in China, their largest trading partner. Gold, 43.84, broke 4,400 yesterday, but it looks like not for long. Then pulled back. Platinum, perking up a little bit, up 1.39%, up 24 bucks. Palladium, yeah, up $6. Silver up to $65, off 64 cents. So it's having a pullback day in silver. So briefly look at the software stocks. Software stocks seem to be on fire. IGV is up 2.26%. HubSpot is, I think just had a split or something. That's a big, very large gap right there. So Jerry Dishler is joining the board. I don't know who Jerry Dishler is, but maybe he can remind everybody who their customer is. Salesforce up 247. Intuit it's up 2.82%. HubSpot used to be a very small business-friendly platform. I don't know how friendly it is to small business anymore. I think it's kind of priced itself out, but maybe not. GoDaddy, $91. Adobe, up 272. Kicking myself, because this is in June 2026, the 23rd of June to now, looking at 6 weeks, that's a 30% return on that stock. So we'll see if Adobe can continue. Adobe is in the IDB 50, I'm learning, as I'm getting more familiar with the Investors Business Daily again. I used to read it every day, but it's been a while. When I was a broker, I read it every day. Upwork, up to 983. Not much to talk about there. Let's come down here to the Mag 7. You could say the Fabulous 5, but that's not them anymore. Fabulous 4. It's the Mag 7. Mag 7's got a big run up here on the ETF. Up to 69.04. Let's have Google right here. Up to 357, down to 357. Not necessarily burning it up. Amazon, whoa, look at Amazon go. Amazon's all over the place. So Amazon is pretty much on fire right now. Apple, not so much. Meta, definitely not so much. Microsoft, look at it go. $500 a share. Nvidia, coming down to 217.55. Tesla, off $2.3. SpaceX, up $5, up to 137. And again, it's 5. Would have bought me some shares right there, maybe. And then the IBD 50 ETF from CapForce. Not sure how well that's working, because IDB 50 is supposed to be on fire right now, but it's this is good. Adobe is part of the IDB 50, and it's up 30% in the last 6 weeks. That's huge. It's very rare to see a stock moving like that, and that's why I would like to get on the option side of that, see if I can put some real money in the bank. But anyway, that's what all I've got for today. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comment section. If you want to see more of these videos, then subscribe to the channel. And lastly, give the video a thumbs up if you like it. And if you found anything funny or useful, by all means, you hit the thumbs up button. And don't forget to subscribe. We'd love to have you. So you guys have a great one. I'll talk to you later. Bye.